Hey guys, how's it going? So this video is for the potential new gun owner, but for those of you who have tons of guns and have been into it forever, you might want to share this to one of your friends who has this question. And the question I've received lately from viewers is, I'm thinking about buying my first gun, however, they're really expensive right now. I really want to be armed, they say, to protect my family, my home, and my country, but gosh, they're just so darn expensive. Am I getting ripped off if I buy one? What should I do? And my answer, right off the bat, is very simple. Yes, buy it right now. And here's the scenario. A guy came into my comments earlier today, and there's been many similar comments. He said, well, I want to be a gun owner. And that made me smile because people do have the unalienable right to protect themselves, family, friends, and country. However, he said, the best I can find, he said he wants a shotgun. The best shotgun I can find retails for $250, but the cheapest he can find it for is $350. But he also said he's aware that they're looking to possibly put taxes on many firearms, and that many people are still rushing out to buy their first gun, and he's like, hey, will it get worse? Or will it get better? And I said, just buy it. And here's why. This is a semi-automatic 12-gauge shotgun that a lot of people are looking for home defense and many other completely lawful and legitimate reasons. I'll tell you a story. I bought this no more than a year ago for around $300. I recently saw a sale flyer for around $500. Now that's a lot more than what it originally cost. However, what is your life worth? And you're probably not going to ever have to use it. And you won't need to use it until one day you do. And when you go to call the police, while many police will come as fast as they can, when second matters, police are usually only minutes or longer away. Yes, this firearm could go back down to what I paid for it later. It's possible. Although I do think unlikely, because I think many Americans have finally realized that they have these rights that were given to them by their creator, protected by the government in the Second Amendment, but the current government wants to strip us of our gun rights in many ways, and it's going to become much more burdensome and expensive to buy a firearm in the future, and I don't see the supply meeting the demand anytime soon, so I'm not convinced that this is going to go down in price to what I paid for it anytime soon. But even if it did, this is how I would think about it. You have the peace of mind that you can go to bed at night knowing that if you hear the glass break, if somebody kicks your door in, if any number of things that you couldn't imagine until it happens, and this stuff does happen even in safe neighborhoods, even if this did go back down and you got ripped off and you spent $200 more than what it was worth, if you have that peace of mind for a full year, I would say no questions asked, that's worth it. Also, God forbid you had to use it to save life. Because good people like ourselves, we don't want to take life. We would only use this to protect lives of ourselves or loved ones. What is somebody's life worth? What's your life worth? Like $200, $100? Whatever you're spending more than what the gun should be worth. To me, the answer's clear. Buy it now. Now, you guys have bills to pay. You have to take care of your families. You're all responsible for your own financial decisions. I'm not saying to overextend yourself and buy 50 of these. Although this is America, and if you can afford it and you want to, I would encourage that as well. That's totally up to you. And I'm just giving you my advice. I want you to make your own judgments because all of you are smart people, and you'll decide that for yourselves. Speaking of the 12-gauge shotgun, I would prefer to have, depending on the scenarios, depending where you live, there's many other great videos on this type of subject, but of course I'd prefer to have buckshot, slug, more powerful loads for my 12 gauge than this. This is what's called a game load. This is number 7.5 shot, and with 12 gauges being so popular right now, I found that it's really hard to find more defensive minded loadings. Is this ideal for home defense? Number 7.5, we can call it bird shot, game load, whatever. No, to be honest with you, it's probably not. There may be rare circumstances where it would be best, but generally, this doesn't have the power that some rounds do. However, I'll tell you what, if this is all you can find, and you've just bought your first shotgun, this is infinitely better than a sharp stick. This is very lethal. This ammo is not a toy. So, we need to make sure that we don't let perfect get in the way of good enough. And it sucks right now, and circumstances are not ideal. So I am not going to look down on you if you spent $200 more for a home defense shotgun than what it could have, should have, would have cost. I'm also not going to look down on you if this is all you can get and you buy this. Now keep your eye out for something maybe a little better. Your circumstances are going to dictate what you need, and this video isn't exactly about that. The main moral of the story is yes, do it. Peace of mind is priceless. Saving life, saving good lives like yourself is priceless. There's no such thing as getting ripped off. Now, far-reaching scenarios. If you see somebody trying to scalp this to you for $2,000, that's getting ripped off. But I think you guys know what I mean. It's very common right now and normal to have to spend $100, $200 more for these formerly cheap and readily available firearms because people are buying them more than ever before. Now, if you already own a shotgun and you want to buy your first pistol, I love the G2C, and there's many videos. Just check my playlist. You guys know how much I think of this firearm. Now, I'll tell you another quick story with this. I spent $180 for this not even 2 years ago, and there was a $25 rebate, so $155. These are now going for $300. I found these to be great little firearms if you're getting into concealed carry. You don't have a lot of money, and actually, I find this one of my favorite guns regardless of what it costs. To be honest with you, yeah, $300. Are you getting ripped off? Again, I say no, because it's called supply and demand. There's proposed taxes that would put a $200 tax on this. The pistol itself, the magazines, each one. Many other things that could inflate the prices. I see demand continuing to go up. So if this is $300 and this is what you want, then do it. 9mm ammo. This really sucks. This was $8.50 a box. Go back and check my older videos in the beginning of 2020. It's not uncommon to spend $35, $50, even more. Don't get ripped off and spend $100 a box on this quite yet. You can still get this for $35, even, unfortunately, $50. Is that ideal? No. Does it suck? Yes. If you have the firearm, the 9mm pistol, and you have no ammo, you have to buy a box. It's a no-brainer. Feed yourself, your family first, one more time. But you have to do it. It's better to have and not need than need it and not have it, because lives are at stake here, and your life is worth infinite amounts. There's no amount you would pay to bring a loved one back. So if you're defending life and protecting yourself, yes, it is worth it, okay? Same thing applies to many other firearms. Don't listen to all the gun snobs online is another thing. Yes, you do get what you pay for, and that's awesome. But you know what? I'd rather have this G2C, which for me has been flawless, many thousands of rounds. I'd rather have this on my person, on the nightstand, wherever you feel you need to have it for the peace of mind and safety. I'd rather have this where I need it than a firearm that costs 3 times more, even if it is a little better, hypothetically, on layaway at the gun shop, where in the middle of the night you were only 1 week and one more payment away from paying it off, but you didn't have it and you needed it. And one more thing, if you're just getting into guns, or if you're somebody trying to help a friend get into guns for the first time, just remember this. These guns are inanimate objects. They're neither good nor evil. But in a good person's hand, good will prevail and stop evil. But these are God-given rights endowed by our Creator. That's what the Declaration of Independence says. The Second Amendment is a prohibition from the government treading. It says shall not be infringed. So let people know that when they're becoming a gun owner, or if you yourself have become a gun owner, you can't have these in many countries of the world. Or if you can, they make them where you can't even have access to them. That's because of our Second Amendment. So you don't need to start a YouTube channel like me. But you need to keep in mind that the Second Amendment is why we can have these, and I believe that any new firearm owner should really start getting a little bit more involved in promoting and supporting the Second Amendment, because you've now realized why you need your first firearm, and you want to keep that right for your children, grandchildren, and all of the great generations that are coming in the future, so they can still have the right to protect themselves like you are today. And the Second Amendment is under attack, so just keep in mind, you can't have this if the Second Amendment is dissolved, and I would encourage new gun owners to think about that also. I have many other videos to help new gun owners, and I literally just did this video based on a comment I got about an hour ago because it was a frequent question. So if there's anything else that you new gun owners want to know, I'll help you out. I've got your back. And you longtime gun owners, if there's something you guys are looking forward to, of course I have your back too. Alright, thanks for watching, and have a good one.